What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we have got a lot to get caught up on with stimulus checks. This is your stimulus check update. Now, we're going to be discussing the latest as checks have been approved and checks are being proposed on state levels, and I've got a lot of them. We're just going to dive right in. These are in no particular order, just how I found them. A lot of state updates. Now, in addition to that, we also have federal updates for you as well. I'm going to let you know what's happening on a state and federal level. And like I said, we've got a lot to get caught up on, so we're just going to dive right in, and I'm going to share with you all the sources on the screen so you can see it for yourself and know that these are the latest updates. Now, if you appreciate the updates, before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second, it really helps me out a ton if you would just simply smash that like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also, if you want to stay up to date, totally free, I'll let you know everything going on with stimulus checks, stimulus package negotiations, what's happening in Congress on a federal level, what's happening on state levels. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. You can come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to date. And if you got any specific questions on anything that I'm going to be covering today, all you got to do to get a hold of me directly, it's very simple. Just hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3, and I'll answer any questions that you might have. And there as well, you can see the latest on our vacation. Yes, if you notice, the background is different. We're in Los Angeles, California, visiting some friends. Shout out to my buddy Ben for letting me use his recording space. And if you're interested in learning about the Bible or Jesus, consider joining his channel at benstone-teach Jesus APP. He does weekly updates and Bible studies. But with that being said, you guys, like I said, we have got a lot to cover. This is not going to be in alphabetical order or any particular sequence. I'm just going to dive right into the latest that I found them. So let's go through all of these updates, get you caught up on the latest on stimulus checks. All right, so first up, wanted to share with you this article that I found and let me know your thoughts on this. As the article says, without stimulus checks or child tax credit payments, many Americans can't afford emergency expenses. Do you feel that you agree with that? Are you in that same situation that without this additional stimulus provision assistance, that you would have had a lot of trouble making it through this pandemic? They're saying that it is still needed, and a lot of people are saying that they can't make it if we had another pandemic situation hit. Take a look at this chart. Just wanted to share this with you really quick before we dive into the check updates, how Americans are struggling. If your income suddenly stopped, how long would you be able to pay for your bills? Well, it says, according to the survey, 42% of employed Americans feel very or somewhat financially insecure. About 42% say they would not be able to make it very long, as you can see. 18% say they could make it less than 1 month if something hit. And take a look at this. How much can you afford to pay out of your pocket for an emergency expense using cash or money in your checkings or savings? Well, right now, about 22%, 1 out of 4, say they have less than $250 at hand, and 2/3 of those surveyed said that they have less than $1,500 in checkings and savings. Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but that's one of the calls for more stimulus checks. They're saying that we're still dealing with all of this. Inflation is at a record high. Gas prices are going up. Food prices are going up. We're feeling it all across the board, and they're saying that more assistance is needed. Now, there are currently 4 federal level gas stimulus checks that are proposed, some for quarterly payments, some for monthly, some for one-time payments. Those are currently in Congress right now in negotiations. Now, as more updates come out on those, I'll be sure to let you know here on the channel. Let me know your thoughts about that. Do you think that more is needed? Or do you think that the opposing argument, which is we need to stop with this is causing inflation, is something that you agree with? Let me know your thoughts, you guys. But now, let's dive into all of these state updates on approved and proposed and some denied stimulus checks. All right, so let's go through all of these states here very quickly, get you caught up on these headlines. Now, first up, this one has been approved, signed, and is on the way. Take a look, you guys. Governor Mills signs off on $850 relief checks for most Mainers. So in the state of Maine, you're going to be receiving an $850 check. Now, the article says Democratic Governor Janet Mills signed off on a $1.2 billion supplemental budget on Wednesday, yesterday, that sends more than half of the money to residents in the form of an $850 check. Jumping down, it says the checks will be mailed to those earning up to $100,000 for individuals or married filing separately, up to $150,000 for heads of household, and up to $200,000 for couples filing jointly. So if you meet those income eligibility requirements, you can expect to see a check in the state of Maine. Next up, these Americans may see a $2,000 stimulus payment. One governor is working hard to pass a proposal that would give residents of the state stimulus checks worth $2,000, and this is Governor Tom Wolf in the state of Pennsylvania. He's trying to use that remaining American Rescue Plan money that they received, and we're hearing if they don't use it, they're going to lose it. And he's saying, just send out the checks. So it's sounding very likely that in Pennsylvania, you could be getting a $2,000 check here very soon. I will keep you up to date. Next up is Illinois, which has one of the most generous stimulus package proposals that we have seen so far. Take a look at this, you guys. In Illinois, stimulus checks will go out to most residents. Suspension of the grocery taxes, freezing of the gas tax for 6 months, up to $300 in property tax rebates for residents, and freeze of taxes on school supplies in August as well. The budget also pays down an extra $200 million to the state's pension debt as well. So a lot happening here in the state of Illinois. I'll be sure to keep you up to date. Now, next up, take a look at this, you guys. Virginia House Committee advances Youngkin's gas tax holiday, but rejects $50 rebates. So in Virginia, they're going to be waiving the gas tax. Hopefully that brings the prices down a little bit, but there will not be the $50 gas tax rebate that had been proposed. So that is the latest in Virginia as of 2 days ago. Next up, Carney signs a rebate legislation to send $300 direct payments to Delaware. So in the state of Delaware, you will be receiving $300 direct payments, $600 for married couples. Now, next up, New York has got a lot proposed. Take a look at this, you guys. Senator Daphne Jordan advances a common sense amendment to the state budget to establish $1,000 family freedom inflation checks for New York families. Now, we have not heard a whole lot of movement on this one, but it is currently proposed. We will see. I will keep you up to date, but that's not all in New York. Also, Senator proposes $250 gas checks for New York residents. All registered vehicle owners would receive $250. So, gas stimulus checks and $1,000 family freedom checks proposed in New York. Now, next up, we have an update in California. Take a look at this, you guys. Newsom and lawmakers currently are haggling over a plan for relief for California's high gas prices, as they have some of the highest prices in the nation, if not the highest. And they're saying they want to send out those $800 checks, $400 per vehicle. However, we're hearing that they are haggling over the income eligibility and the amount of the checks and how this would go out. We will see, but it sounds like it is still in the works in California. Next up, we have New Mexico. New Mexico lawmakers, they passed HB-2 and the junior bill in a special session. Single people would get $500 and those who file jointly $1,000. And it says, one is a gas tax rebate, which passed last Tuesday night. So this passed. The bill would give $500 to single New Mexicans and $1,000 to couples. This is going to be going out, and it says that it will go out no later than June 30th for the first check. The second check will be distributed in August, and this rebate comes in addition to the tax rebates passed by legislation during 2022 regular session. Those checks will come in July, so a lot of checks coming out in New Mexico. Next up, House approves a budget of $2,600 payments for Alaska, and this is by far the largest state check that we have seen. $2,600 that is proposed to go out in the state of Alaska. I will keep you up to date on that. Next up, debate continues as $500 tax credit House bill nears a vote, and this is in Missouri. This just came out yesterday, so we're going to be seeing if this comes to fruition, if it does, or if it doesn't. Either way, I will let you know here on the channel so you know the latest in the state of Missouri. Next up, $75 tax rebates being sent to 25,000 Americans. This is going out in the state of Idaho. You can expect to receive these $75 rebates as well. Next up, why some Georgians will be getting an unexpected state refund. This is happening in Georgia. It depends on how you file, but take a look at this, you guys. You will be receiving single filers and married couples who filed separately $250. Heads of household will receive $375. Married couples who file jointly will be getting up to $500 if you meet income eligibility requirements in the state of Georgia. Next up, Hoosiers in the state of Indiana. It says you can expect a $125 automatic tax refund, and this is aimed to be completed and to be sent out statewide by September 1st in the state of Indiana. Next up, we have rebates for gas worth up to $500 that is currently proposed. This just came out a couple days ago. Gas prices only continue to rise and inflation, and some states are proposing a solution to residents in the form of stimulus and rebate payments, and this is in the state of New Jersey. In New Jersey, they're saying for gas, you could get extra $500. Now, also in Kentucky, they're suggesting $500 as well. GOP budget drops a plan for $500 rebate to Kentuckians that will fund full-day kindergarten. So this is going to be for those that have children in the state of Kentucky. Now, as we get more updates on this one, I will be sure to let you know. This has been proposed for quite some time, but haven't heard any updates just quite yet. Next up, $500 rebate checks left out in Minnesota's House. Senate released dueling tax relief plans. So also wanted to let you know that in the state of Minnesota, they had proposed $500 checks. Looks like it did not make it in the state of Minnesota. Well, there you have it, you guys. That is all of the latest state stimulus check updates that I have for you. I'm sure there are other ones as well. There's a lot happening right now all across the nation. If you get any word of any that you know that I missed, maybe for your state, shoot it to me on Instagram, and I'll be sure to let everybody know. And keep me up to date. I'm doing my best. There's 50 states, so I'm trying to stay on top of all of them. But that is the latest. I hope that was beneficial to you, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button. If you want to stay up to date, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to be notified as soon as updates come out. Right now, trying to do at least one video per day to keep you up to date on everything going on. And again, if you got any specific questions, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. And again, you guys, thank you for all the support, and I hope that these are helpful even while we're on vacation. I'll keep you up to date as news comes out. I know there's been a lot of breaking news happening as well with Russia and Ukraine, and a lot of the stuff happening with inflation and midterm elections and stimulus packages. Build Back Better is coming back. There's a lot happening. I will do my best to keep you up to date on the latest here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, like I said, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a blessed day. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.